Hey y'all. Okay, so y'all, I literally just woke up. I took me a power nap and I don't know what happened. Like I fell into a daze. Somebody say so we start wake up a little bit earlier. Granted, I was up early this morning. Well, first of all, I was up late at night. I was trying to finish my son's hair and I still didn't end up finishing. Oh my God. But that's a whole nother story. Long story short, I woke up, got the kids ready for school and everything, dropped them off, and I started talking to my best friend at 8, and I watched some TV, and literally me and her was on the phone for like 2 hours. And that sucked all the rest of my energy out. Girl, after that, I just went to sleep, and I'm waking up. And now I got to pick the kids up in like an hour, so, well, less than an hour, so... I promised y'all a vlog though. I'm just logging into my computer. I promised y'all a vlog though. So I want to get into this. All right. I couldn't talk about it yesterday because, you know, my kids were here and they were within earshot. So I don't like speaking about stuff in front of them. So we're just going to get straight into it about my POF day. Ooh, I can't talk today. POF day. This is sleepy talk. Wake up. All right. So look, since he was a dud, I ended up blocking him too. And I want to go more into depth by the reason why I blocked him. Okay, to go more into depth about it, he was cool. You know, we went on our first date. Our first date was at my favorite coffee shop. Like, we was playing the Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My... But no, we had a really decent time. I did notice a few red flags within him to the point where this last one turned me off completely. One of the red flags, our first day meeting each other, we literally only had an hour because by the time he got done with his errands and stuff, I had to pick up my kids in an hour. So he was like, yeah, we're going to hurry up and do this. So we got to the coffee shop later than we were originally supposed to, which that is fine. But after a certain point, we were like lingering around, you know, when you're trying to think of stuff to say. So at one point I had to actually think of, you know, questions to ask him and stuff to say. And I never want a date to feel like a straight up interview, like an interrogation type thing. So I noticed that as like a mini red flag. Like, I see myself having to fish to ask some stuff. I do interviews for a living. Like, that is my job. So it's kind of like, I don't like to inquire work with my personal life. I can interview and think of questions to ask you for days, but I just don't like doing that. You know, I do that enough. I just want stuff to naturally flow. And that's how you can tell how people are conceited or full of themselves too, because they don't dish it back out to you the way that you know, dish it to them. So I don't know. That's one thing that I kind of slightly noticed. I was kind of ready to go. It was like, okay, this is a cool date. Let me leave it here and preserve, you know, it being cool so we won't stretch it out and then I get bored. And then it's like, So that was one thing. It was cool though. But it wasn't mind blowing. The next thing was the fact that our relationship, I know the difference between us being in a relationship versus I'm just talking about myself being involved with you. Of course, I wouldn't call it a relationship, but I'm just talking about, you know, the time we spent getting to know each other. So talking phase or whatever you want to call that. Our whole commute with talking and stuff like that, the FaceTiming, the talking, I seen little patterns to the point where I got bored easily. Like, it was the same old shabam. What you doing? Good morning. Good night. How are you? It was just like real casual. And I tried to be smooth and say stuff like, but I found myself trying to force and say stuff, you know, just to kind of make it a little bit more intimate, not talking about, you know, sexy wise and nothing like that. But I was just like, FT FaceTime date tonight, ? I miss you. Or, you know what I'm saying? I miss your face. It was something like that, but I meant it in like a cute way, like just to open that flirtatious door. And he was just like, sure. But he didn't dish stuff back out. Like, I would have liked that. Like, let's have a FaceTime date. I miss seeing you, beautiful. Or I miss, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just wasn't emotional as far as super showing you interested. Like, it was very cordial, and I don't like that. Long story short, I also noticed that whenever he was with his kids, okay, this is the story. This is the backstory. He moved out here from California, and he stayed with his grandma, which I didn't have, a huge problem with. They got a good relationship. She's the one who raised him, whatever the case is. But his child's mama moved out here also. And he said that the grandma and her are cool. And the grandma helped his child mother find a place to stay. Like, he helped her out financially. She helped her out financially to find a place to stay. So she stays in another city, he was saying. And they've been out here for about 6 months because she didn't want to stay out there in California all the way by herself with 3 kids. Okay, cool. But it was just little things I noticed. Like, whenever he would go, to see his kids or whatever, his phone would go silent. Like, I get it, you with your kids, but he said that he had his grandma house, but whenever he would drop the kids off, it would take him like dang in the morning, you might as well say, to get back to me. And he'd be like, yeah, finna drop them off. And then he go radio silent. I'm just talking from a child's mother perspective. When I was messing around with my son's dad, I can see that. Like, he would drop my son off and spend the night or leave real early in the morning. And I just projected maybe that's what's happening with that situation. Ooh, y'all. So, long story short, that was another flag that I was trying to consider. He was talking about they have a really, really good relationship and stuff, and she's seeing other people, he's seeing other people. I just got a question. I don't know, like, they were together for 10 years. They have 3 kids together. It's age 9, 6, and 4. And I asked him why did they break up, and he was just pretty much like, people grow apart, and it's nothing all wrong, nothing happened. It's just, I be feeling like sometimes that's a red flag too. Like, if you're with a guy and you got two different type of guys. You got one who shame their baby mama and they just be like, yeah, she this and she that, which is a red flag. And then you got another one who is cool about it and he tells you literally nothing happened. It's just, we grew apart, which is kind of a red flag too. Like, y'all was together for 10 years. This woman gave you 3 kids and you telling me you pretty much left her because y'all got bored with each other. And now, like, the kids is in the house without the dad and she didn't do nothing to you. Y'all never had no crazy incidents. Like, it's just y'all got bored. You've been out here, single for 6 months, and now, and I'm thinking about stuff like, you've been out here single for 6 months. Your grandma actually helped her with a place, but you still stay with grandma. You didn't get help with a spot, and I'm just confused. It's giving, y'all were probably living out there in California together, and then y'all moved down here. Maybe something happened, and her and the kids decided to move out and get their own place. It's like a big old gray area that is missing with all that. Also, he told me about his past, about how he used to, do things for the streets, and he got locked up a couple times and this and that. And he said he changed his life around. That's back when he was in his 20s. Keep in mind, he's 39. So that's back when he was in his 20s. But then a few days ago, I talked to him and he told me that, now this is what my mind really started thinking. He told me that his homeboy, he just lost him. So he was all messed up about that. And I was trying to be there for him, and then I realized he was a little distant and stuff too, but I was trying to give him space because, different people handle stuff, process their emotions differently. So I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to push us actually talking on the phone or seeing each other to be there, because a lot of people, they try to do things in weak moments as well. So I just wanted to kind of fill in the vibe. I didn't know where to really fit in with that, but I texted him like, hey, I'm here for you if you want to talk, stuff like that. But it got me thinking. It was like, dang, so you lost your homie 6 months after you came out here. And you know what it means. Like, his homie got, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it without saying it. And it's just kind of like, I don't know what type of mess he was into. You know, that's a possibility that they had to move because it got that bad. The possibility of somebody, you know, getting taken care of 6 months later after you move out here. Like, I don't know what type of situation it was, but maybe he dodged something by coming out here. So, you know, it's never good to have people looking for you and to be into stuff where people actually want to do stuff to you. Like, y'all almost 40. So it's just, that was another red flag I don't want to be involved in. But my last one, this was it right here. I told him, okay, me and him had a conversation after the first date, right? And he brought it up. He was just pretty much like, and he kept saying this. Matter of fact, this was before the first date. He kept saying it, but it was really after the first date that we had this particular conversation. So what he kept saying is, he's like a one-woman man, and he doesn't believe in talking to a lot of different women at once, like spiritual. Like, he don't want to give off his energy to all these different women, and he feel like he get bored if he's talking to, you know, different women, and he didn't really want to do that. He'd rather focus on woman and see if it works out. And I told him, like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I feel the same way. I got enough confidence in myself to fully focus on one man. And if it doesn't work out, I feel like I can get back out there in a dating pool if I choose to. Like, I don't have to try to force to make something work if I'm not feeling it. But I don't have to have a whole bunch of things on the side because I'm insecure that it's not. So I don't have to have backup, pretty much. We came to that agreement. We also came to the agreement, and this was him bringing it up, that he doesn't want to be intimate too early because he feel like it's better when you have really strong feelings for each other. Like, when you in love. He was saying 3 months. And I'm like, hey, I'm down with that. Like, I wanted to try something where, you know, I'd be more patient and I wait with that. Not saying I just give it up or nothing like that, but I feel like the 3-month thing is beautiful. Like, I was on board with that because I agree that it's better the more intense you are with a person. So that was that. And we been had those conversations. Like, he brought up the whole one woman thing more than once on his own. So pretty much after the first date, I had asked him, I was like, hey, and it's not immediately after the first date, but after we had our first date, I'm like, hey, I got storage space issues. So I was asking him about tips for the iPhone. You know, I done asked y'all before, and I was pretty much like, I ended up deleting POF off my phone because it was just taking up too much storage. I said, you still be on there? And he was like, no, like, I told you. And he went to his whole speech like, I'm a one-woman man, and I can't, I don't feel right doing all that. I'd rather just focus on you and see where this goes. I'm not getting back on there. And I haven't been on there since meeting you. And I'm like, okay. Now, something that I noticed before I deleted the app, when the last time I was on there, I did see him active. But I was just like, okay, I understand what he just told me, which didn't kind of match up with this, but I'm gonna let it slide because, you know, we didn't have that conversation. This is before that conversation. So we didn't have that conversation. It is what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so all over the place. Long story short, I had put POF back on my phone because I wanted to. I'm sorry, y'all. My camera had cut off, but I just put POF back on my phone because I wanted to, you know, delete my actual account, not just, you know, delete it off my phone, delete the app off my phone. So I wanted to hardcore delete my account. I don't know, I was getting bored with him. I was talking to my best friend too about how I'm starting to get bored, and I just feel like we should be maybe talking about a next date, and it was just moving too slow with me to the point where I could understand it more so if we locked in. But if we're dating, I feel like, not that it's supposed to move fast, but we're supposed to be making plans to see each other, or at least talking about it, or it should be more, you know, like puppy love, more compliments, more, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I don't know if it's a thing with him being older or what, but it was kind of boring me. But I felt like he was my doctor. How you feeling today? But it wasn't no, and that's good. It was dry one-way answers. You know, it wasn't no, I don't know, it wasn't no spark. Maybe we just weren't compatible. But when I went back on there to delete my actual account, guys, and this was the day that he told me his friend passed away and he was so messed up, I went on there and I see that he was active 28 minutes ago. Ooh, so I screenshot, I showed my friend, my best friend, and I was just like, girl, he was active 28 minutes ago. Like, who does that? And you talking about you just lost your best friend. You was all messed up and stuff, getting, you know, empathy for me. And I'm just like, I can't imagine me being on POF and something happened to my best friend. So I went back on there. I'm still on the phone with my friend. I go on there and I'm trying to delete my account. Y'all, it say he active right now. So, ooh, yeah, real bad. I'm finna block him. So I blocked him on POF first. And as soon as I blocked him, like 5 minutes later, he shot me a text. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's seen me online, but he was just like, what you doing? And I didn't want to, something was just off. I didn't respond. And I don't know, I just let it sit for the whole day. He didn't text me anything back. I didn't text him back. The next day, we didn't talk the entire day. I didn't text him nothing. He didn't text me nothing. And then a day after that, I just decided to block him on my phone. It's just not gonna work out. I mean, I'm pretty sure he gonna check my vlog to probably see what happened. If you want me to be honest, it's just not gonna work out. This is the reason why. And I'm glad that I'm not on social media either, because sometimes people be petty. I mean, you can take this video, share it, post it, wherever you want. Nobody gonna know me. Like, I really don't care. But when you're on social media, sometimes you dealing with people and don't work out. Lord, they like to throw shade. They like to sometimes put you on blast, sometimes this and that, and tag in it, and, you know, just put your name in a bad light. Everybody know who they talking about, and that's something that I do not miss with social media. If I got a dude, or if we're public on social media where people could see that we're flirting and stuff back and forth with each other, and something didn't work out, I would never put him on blast. Like, with this YouTube thing, it's private. Nobody knows who I'm talking about at all. You don't see me with nobody. You don't see no guy in my videos, you know. And I feel like with social media was a little bit different. You can't even flirt with people without somebody already knowing what's going on. They calling you out for it, but it's embarrassing if things don't work out and that person posts like, these hoes be on one. Like, dang, they looking like him and Star must be going through something. But nonetheless, that's the reason why me and this man could not work out. And I just feel like sometimes it's not even worth the energy for a conversation. Like, yeah, I could have told him. Sometimes I just, this is just like a job. Sometimes you put in your 2 weeks. Sometimes you just quit, because if they were to fire you, they wouldn't give you 2 weeks. If I would have did something to throw him off, he probably wouldn't have talked to me. I probably just would have been blocked. He didn't give me a notice when he was getting back on POF, if he ever stopped. So I see that you still on there, and I see that it's during the worst time. Like, I caught you on there twice the day that you lost your best friend. So that speaks volumes about a guy. It does. Because if something tragic like that happens and you still thinking about dating in the moment, like, that's just crazy to me. I don't know. Everybody, they grieve differently, but, you know, I wouldn't want my best friend on PO if Lord forbid, something happened to me, and vice versa. It's too much. But y'all, that's my story. Y'all have a good day. It's time to pick up my little children. So I'm literally finna head out the door, and I think I'm going to take, well, I know, I'm gonna take a break from dating. I've been seeing crazy POF stories too. So I try to be careful with the online. I never had a relationship with anybody online. The relationships that I did have in the past, they were all familiar. And that's something I need to get out of too, as far as familiarity. Like, I would date a guy that was from high school when I'm in my 20s, like spin the block on my baby daddy type stuff. date a guy who I'm working with. Like, it would be familiar, somebody who I'm seeing, you know, all the time anyway, and I feel like I'm closer to, I know better. Because I always had this hunch, like, you can meet somebody in your 30s and they make up their entire past. Like, they make up their childhood, they make up their 20s, sometimes they make up their gender, they make up, you know, they criminal record, they make up if they have kids or not, and it's just, it's scary that sometimes you might not really know a person and they don't disclose all that information, and then y'all be like 3-4 years in and you're slowly finding out big events that they never told you themselves. Like, when you know a person for all your life or for years, or you known a person since y'all was in your childhood years or teens or 20s, it's easier to kind of like believe their backstory and knowing that stuff is really pure, as opposed to meeting them fresh at 30, 35, 40, 50, you know, and you never know what happened in their lives, stuff that they don't tell you. Like, y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy. They could have had a baby before and dipped out on the chick, 2 kids, 3 kids, and you would never know. Like, but if you known them in that moment, you knew them since a teenager, yeah, you know they baby mamas. Or something been said on Facebook where you could communicate because all y'all went to school together, she gonna say something. But if you older and she don't even know who you is and everything is so, y'all, is crazy. I just be thinking about it. But I would prefer to meet somebody in person. Just, I don't know, at the library, at the grocery store, going somewhere. But that's going to be my vlog for today. I'm just going to take a break of dating, and I'm going to do what I've been doing, focusing on me and my kids, getting this bank up, because we trying to save for Christmas. And I keep having these dreams, y'all. I'm having these dreams that it's going to be a Monday. This is my dream. And let me manifest it and speak it to existence. It's going to be a Monday. And I told you that I'm taking, me and my daughter's father are in the midst of court. Like, we setting all these court dates. He's contempt. He's behind $18,000 in back child support. I only received 2 payments her entire life, and she's about to be 12 in January. Y'all, I keep having these dreams. Look, I keep having these dreams that one day soon, before our next court date, because the judge advised him the only way, sir, make sure you don't stay out of jail and not get locked up is if you start making payments before the end. But I keep having these dreams that one day before December 21st, our next court date, I'm going to receive a whole bunch of money on my card. I keep having these dreams. It's like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen on a Monday. I'm just going to receive bank. Like, I'm going to receive money on my card. He gonna be like him, like, I'm trying to save myself. Here you go. And then me and my daughter, I take her shopping to get little stuff. Like, I'm excited about it. I am, because I am well past due with this. And it was a struggle from 17 years old, taking care of a baby on my own, and he didn't help out with his responsibility. That was a struggle, y'all. 11 years by myself, no help. I'm trying to get the money up. Diapers, clothes, shoes, uniforms, book bags. Y'all, seriously? And I just want to spend the money on my baby. I want that money to hit my account. I take her to get her little nails done. I take her to have a mommy and me day. I take her to the spa to get her little nails painted. Like, I'm waiting for it. This is well past due. I'm waiting for it. And it's going to come. I can use that money towards her Christmas presents. So I'm waiting for it. My son's dad, he do everything for him. Like, I never had to worry about that financially, but my daughter's dad is way well past behind, and it is time for him to give what he owes. It's time, and I'm excited for it. But y'all, that's my vlog. I'm gonna go ahead and get these children. Yeah, time is flying. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.